Hey guys, are you ready for this one today? This one is how you're going to reevaluate your self-worth. So we've been discussing how to deal with negative body images, and we have to realize that we're not supposed to be perfect. We're not supposed to be this perfect image of who we think we're supposed to be, and we're not supposed to tear ourselves up for what we think we're not, okay? So your self-worth is a sense of your own value for your worth as a person. And it's not defined by external factors. You have to realize that it comes from within. It doesn't come from someone's opinion of you. It doesn't come from what you're wearing. It doesn't come from whether your teeth are crooked or straight. It doesn't come from whether you think your hips are too big or you need to lose 10 pounds or gain 10 pounds or get rid of the gray hair or whatever it is that you think that you are. These negative things do not bring you value, and they're not who you are. You have to appreciate yourself and your worth and know that it comes from within. You can be the best looking person on the outside from head to toe, and you can be the ugliest person on the inside. So you can't compare yourself to other people. You have to compare yourself to you and know that you're worth the respect, to make a conscious effort each day to bring forward these self-worth thoughts and images that come from within, not from outside. It's terrible because lack of respect for yourself can result in depression. It can result in self-destructive behaviors like self-destructive relationships, being torn up by things like that. You have to know who you are and know your worth, and know that you're worth way more than these negative thoughts that you're having about yourself. Way more than these negative thoughts. It's how you perceive yourself and how you talk about yourself that will eventually become a reality to you. And if you're keeping it on the negative side, your self-worth is going down there, and you don't want that. You want to feel good about yourself. You want to recognize and appreciate the fact that you're a valuable person and that you deserve the best. You deserve to think good things about yourself, and you deserve to not deal with people putting you down and then that becoming your reality. That's just so wrong, because I feel like a lot of the times that's what makes our self-worth go down, is we compare ourselves to others, we go by what others think, and then that becomes our thoughts, and then we devalue ourselves. So remember that your self-worth comes from within. It's what kind of person you are on the inside. Start changing your thinking. We talked about this yesterday in rewiring your thinking. Start changing your thinking to be more optimistic about yourself. Don't try to pick yourself apart with all these flaws. Know that you're human. We all have little flaws. We notice them more than other people, and it's okay to be human. Instead of saying, I'm not this, I don't look like this, I don't deserve this, I can't have this, say, I am, I deserve it, and I can, and I will. Turn it around into positive, because your self-worth is not a look. It's not a state of your body. It's a state of your mind. That's where your beauty comes from. It comes from within. Like I said, you can be hot head to toe and have everything that everybody wishes they had, or everything that you think everybody needs to be happy. And if you're not happy inside, it doesn't matter how pretty you are on the outside. You're going to be really ugly until you can realize that you're worth something. You have value. And don't let it destroy your life by thinking all these negative thoughts. Measure your self-worth by who you are on the inside. Know your value and behave and love yourself according to that. It really is. It's okay to love yourself. It doesn't mean that you're a snob or that you're conceited, because let me ask you this. If you had a friend that came up to you and said, oh, I feel like crap, and look, my tooth is crooked, and my one eyebrow is higher than the other, and my butt got bigger, and whatever it is, and they were really down, how would you treat them? Would you be like, yeah, that's right, you're overweight, your butt is big, that tooth is terrible, by the way, you have goop in your eye? You need to treat yourself like you are your own best friend. Because if your best friend came up to you and said some of the things that you say about yourself or think about yourself, what would you do? Would you agree with them? Or would you try to help them find the value in themselves and find what it is that they're worth? We need to do that to ourselves. We need to be our own bestie, okay? I mean, be your BFF. Really, you have to. Because sometimes we treat ourselves worse than we treat others. And we shouldn't treat anybody badly. But I mean, I'm just saying, like, we would treat a stranger on the street better than we would treat ourselves because we have all these negative thoughts about ourselves and these preconceived notions of what we should look like and how we're supposed to be. So practice being your own best friend. Be your own best friend. Don't even practice it. Just do it and be it. And practice self-compassion and self-love and be kind and caring. And remember that, like I said, these small imperfections that we think we have are totally normal. And you shouldn't obsess over them. And you shouldn't freak out over them. And you shouldn't think that that's what makes you who you are. As a matter of fact, you know what? Those flaws are what make you different. They are what make you who you are. And you know, you'd be surprised that people love you. And I'm going to go into a quick example here. I wore braces as a teenager and didn't wear my retainer as I got older. And I had this one tooth right here. And it was so twisted, and I hated it, that I would try to push it back and try to push it back. And the funny thing is I hated it so much, but I know a lot of people that are like, I love that tooth. That's what makes you who you are. But my self-worth and my appearance got the best of me. And in my late 20s, tooth is straight, I got braces again. But that's not what makes me who I am. It really isn't. And sometimes I look at pictures of myself before I got rid of that crooked tooth, and I'm like, damn, why didn't I just keep that crooked tooth? Because it really was part of who I was. So all these things that you think are wrong with you, other people find awesome about you. It's what makes you who you are. And it doesn't come, your self-worth does not come on the outside. It comes from the inside. So remember that. Remember before you start to beat yourself up about certain thoughts that you have. We worked on rewiring, all that, the brain functioning yesterday and how to have different thoughts. But today you need to realize that this stuff is normal and it comes from within. It comes from what kind of person you are. You can be, I'll say it again, so pretty on the outside and think that you've got it all going on, but on the inside you're hurting. So try to find who you are on the inside before you dress it up on the outside. Okay, I'm not saying that you know, dressing up is not a bad, it is a bad thing. I'm saying, you know, you feel great about it, but sometimes people do that to hide the inner demons. Is that what I want to call them? To hide the fact that they're hurting on the inside. So be your best friend and take care of you like you would take care of your best friend when they were having a bad day or going through it. You know, let yourself go through it and be your best friend and help yourself through it. And know that it's coming from within and you have to work with that before you can be good on the outside, before you can project better, more positive things towards other people, because having that negative self-worth affects so much around you. So when you start to actually sit back and realize it's coming from within, this is the kind of person I need to be, this is how I want to be, it has nothing to do with that crooked tooth, it has nothing to do with the fact that my ears are uneven or, you know, my hair is gray on this side and sticks out on this side. It has everything to do with loving yourself and taking it from within and then spreading it out, you know. Love yourself and then spread that around. So that's my lesson for you today. Stay tuned for the next episode. But for now, be your own best friend for the day and continue to do that day in and day out and keep picking yourself back up because you're so worth it and you have value, okay? And don't let anybody ever tell you any different. You guys have a great day and thanks for hopping on.